The culture here is what makes the job so enjoyable, but also I've always had a love for international relations and geopolitics, and I did international relations at UBC and then international relations in Paris. And people kind of like, what do you do with international? And I was like, I don't really have an answer. It's not like I was becoming a dentist or a doctor, where it was really obvious, or an accountant. One thing that's so great about working here is you kind of feel like you're working for your community, for your province, and it's really fulfilling. And since I've been with government just about 2 years here back in Regina, and the Turkish ambassador was here a couple of years ago. I had the privilege of working on his visit and helping to host it. He has a background in oil and gas industry and very geopolitical savvy type of guy. So we had some very interesting conversations. And Russia are very important suppliers of natural gas to Turkey, but they're also Turkey's chief geopolitical rivals in their region. It was really interesting just to pick his brain to see, like, how do you guys work that? You're competing, but you're dependent. How do they play that off against you? You're also a big market for that. You know what I mean? So that kind of the exchange there, it's just fascinating to me. Like, how do you balance all those different competing interests and priorities? He was very good to speak to about that sort of thing. And Turkey's an important transit state for oil and gas too, from the Middle East to Europe, and it will become more important in the future for those sorts of things. In international business, let's really get out and get to know people. Don't be afraid to cold call people. It can be a bit awkward sometimes, but maybe it works out 1 in 10 times. I'd say just do what you're passionate about, and if you do what you're passionate about, it sounds kind of cliche, but work is fun. You're able to really put in the overtime without it feeling like overtime. Like, I love working here. It's fantastic, and it's because I had a lot of good mentors who said, stick with it, you're passionate about it, and you'll find something that works for you in your field, for sure, if you put in the work. And they always tell you this from day one, and it's something that's really internalized in the kind of culture of our branch, is, no matter who the premier is or who's in power, it's our job to put forward the best ideas that we can for the betterment of the province. Its interests are important no matter who's in government.